right. Here we go. Alrighty. So we're gonna give it a few minutes to see if it chirps off and anyone joins us. Oh Lord Jesus, my her. Where is Deshawn Gray when you need her? Okay, I wonder if we. Hey, Naisha.
Hello.
Hey, you guys. Let me see what happens if we do it that way. No, we need to do it that way. But then it's gonna be hard to see. Let's see. Let's figure this thing out. Then we'll be able to see when.
Getting closer.
Keith Burt.
Hello,
Kinnik
everyone.
Sky. Caleb in Montana.
Caleb and Montana.
That's who we are. Oh, we got 10 people. I wonder how can we see? Like, it's not showing. Let's see. Okay, that's not it. It's not showing the names. Am I doing something wrong? Can anyone help me?
Thank you, everyone who has joined.
Yes, Mr. McClure Marshall. Okay, 16. We're doing good, Keith.
Yeah, I'm saying. This is awesome.
Yay, this is great. This is going to be so much fun. Thank you guys for joining us.
Thank you so much.
Are together, Caleb in Montana? Yes. Kinnik and Keith? No. Married, Caleb in Montana? Yes. Kinnik and Keith? No. Y'all gonna crack me up. We actually are talking about and promoting our new web series called Power Couple Struggle. And we just released the first episode Sunday. Valentine's Day it dropped, yeah. So we did the live 2-person stage play. My brother is here, Rube.
Hey,
Rube.
What's going on?
Hey, Evan. So yeah, we did the play last year, and that's my brother. I love him so much. We did the play last year, and it was amazing and so well received that Raiden Joy Banks came to me and said, "This has got to be filmed. You got to film this." And so she helped me, and we put it together, and we filmed it, and it was a rough and rocky road trying to get it completed, but we did. Yes. And we're really excited. We're proud of it.
Extremely.
We're proud of it. It's Dazzle Me Entertainment's first scripted web series, and so I learned a lot. A lot.
Yeah, it.
So, oh Lord, shall deal with. Yes, Lord Jesus. But I like to say God protects babies, fools, and entrepreneurs. That's what my friend Christina gave me. And yes, thank you, Rube, so much.
Appreciate you, brother.
We appreciate you. Oh my God, Rube, he had to talk me off of a ledge on this one because I was just like, I'm not putting this out. I don't know what I'm doing. And he's like, no, you got to do it. Just keep going. So I kept going, and I was like, fix it, Jesus. He knows I said that a million times. Fix it, Lord. And he fixed it. And we got something. We actually got nominated for it.
Yeah, we're very, very excited about that, and we just really appreciate the positive responses that we've gotten from everyone. And it opens up so much for conversation. And
Thank you for the hearts.
We're really, 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 really excited about what you guys think. Give us your opinions. Tell us what you're feeling about the things that you see take place on the episodes.
Yeah,
and we just really, really appreciate the feedback.
Yeah, it's been pretty amazing. Submitted to LA Web Fest. And hey, Raina, associate producer, Raina Joy is on, my sister. And, to come out the gate, thank you, Evan. I'm so glad you enjoyed it. To come out the gate and get nominated for outstanding writing and outstanding ensemble.
Hey.
That's so crazy.
Yeah, very excited. To be nominated for anything.
Yeah, just to be recognized.
Absolutely.
That's crazy. I mean, won't he do it? Won't he do it? He won't just fix it, but he'll do it. So a lot of people were kind of thrown off by how boom, pow, pow, shoom. Yes. Thank you, Mr. Taz. A lot of people were thrown off about how the episode started. So So we had the nice promo, Caleb in Montana. And what was Caleb doing to Montana at the opening of episode 1, Keith Burke?
He was choking her. He was choking. Caleb was choking Montana. And, everyone feels as though they had a reason, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent, for doing the things that they do.
But can you ever really have a reason? Is there ever any justifiable reason for choking the ish out of somebody? Ever?
For putting your hands
wife?
on us.
Okay, Evan says yes. Okay, all right. No, Big Rube says no. Hey, Kinnik from hey, and Trina, how are you? Thank you, sweetheart. Thank you.
Thank you.
Is there ever, it's interesting because you guys have only seen episode 1 unless you came to the screening. But there's a whole bunch of people that saw the whole series. Not one single Caleb. You need to go watch episode 1 on KinnikSky.com so you can see what happens. But not one person had anything to say about the fact that it happened.
I think that the only reason, ironically, I think the only reason that the people who saw the entire screening didn't mention it is because they saw the entire story. Thank you so much, brother. I so appreciate it. Back at you. Oh, okay. Somebody said that was going to be my next question.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's definitely a situation where you get caught up in emotion. And when we start talking about our emotions, like, when is that justified? To say, right, I know this was wrong, but I was so caught up in my emotion behind what I was feeling that I kind of lost control. And is that acceptable? Is it less acceptable when it's a man? More acceptable if that had been a woman choking? If Montana had been choking Caleb based on something, would that have been fine? So
we all have that one time.
Okay.
I mean, there's a reason that what do they say? Crimes of passion, and that's actually a defense.
It is, especially
and so.
In Brazil.
Oh, really?
In Brazil, a husband, if he's in a lot of Latin American countries, if he's found to have murdered his wife based on infidelity, no charges.
Wow. And that's kind of crazy because it's easy to say, under no circumstances, first of all, let me say, domestic violence is never okay. But it's one of those things where it's like, sometimes real life and human emotions and things get caught up. And people do things that they would later regret. Sure. It happens on both sides. Men have done it. Women have done it.
Absolutely.
And I guess my question to you guys is, do you think it's okay if it was a woman would be upset? Was she upset? What did you do? Did you get that?
If it would have been a woman, she would have been upset. Women would have said, "What did I do?" So basically what she was saying was...
What did I do or what did you do?
No. Like, if you had choked me, they would have been like, well, what did he do? They wouldn't have looked at it as, something bad. They'd have been, well,
what did he do to make her do that? So do y'all think it's a double standard with men and women when it comes to crimes of passion and quote-unquote domestic violence? I guess any kind of physicality could be considered domestic violence, so to speak. But do you think society has a double standard with men and women, and that women are more forgivable for hitting a man? And is that okay? Is that right? I see Evan in the eyes. I have female friends who have made excuses for the violence. Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a big issue right now.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of situations, and I know of one right now ongoing where a woman is putting her hands on a man. And I think that the thing that's so crazy about
on a regular basis?
I don't know about a regular basis.
But it's happened more than once.
It's happened more than once. And I was saying that, just because you're a man and you're quote unquote the stronger one, that doesn't mean you're supposed to sit there and deal with that.
Right.
And it's not that, and it should be looked at equally simply because it's a violation.
Absolutely.
It's not about how much damage is done. Obviously, a man can really harm a woman.
Yes.
So, of course, but at the end of the day, in a relationship, that trust is broken once I feel that you put your hands on someone.
Right.
You violate their space in that way, then the trust in the relationship, to me, is broken.
Yes. Yes, Rube said, preach, Keith. But that's so true, because there's more ways to violate than infidelity. Your personal physical space. even verbal abuse is just as bad.
Sure.
But I think what we're talking about today is more so that gray area. Kind of like what Chris Rock said when I can't remember what he was talking about.
Oh yeah, he said, I'm not saying it's okay to beat a woman, but I shook the shit out of her.
But there was one time he said that he actually understood. He actually understood why something happened. I can't remember exactly what it was, but he said he understood it. So verbal heals take longer to heal. Yeah.
They do. Words are definitely powerful.
Emotional. Yeah. Emotions. Yeah, for sure. And words never leave. Like, they stay with you. You can forgive it and maybe heal from it, but I don't think oftentimes you forget, what was said and how it made you feel. So, yeah, I mean, as a writer, and hey, Christina, my Chrissy Poo from VH1 Exes.
Hello, Christina.
She's on. Love her so much. Her insight is always super amazing. But I forgot what I was saying. I was talking about the gray area of understanding, where it's like, hey, Pooh, where it's not like justified, but it's like, I understand. And I think that's what happened with Keith. I think by the time everybody saw the series, they felt like, that wasn't right, but
he was caught up in emotion.
Yeah.
And I think that some people put themselves in that situation, quite a few people, and said, I might have done the same thing, given those circumstances.
Right.
So I think that, the question that we're asking is, and a lot of you have answered already, is there circumstances in which people are, where that's justifiable and understandable?
Right. And forgivable. Because I can't wait. I don't want to talk too much because I don't want to give too much of the series away, but it gets pretty deep, and I wanted it to start there and then kind of backtrack because I needed people to understand this wasn't just like some light romantic comedy. Like, we're going to be dealing with some really serious relationship issues, and women, oftentimes it's like our need to be successful sometimes get disregarded and overlooked, and it's like, why isn't it okay for us to fight for our careers, even if we have a successful man? You know what I mean? Like, there's all those, I think the double standards in society when it comes to that. And I think that's what happens a lot with Caleb in Montana. She wants to be just as successful as her husband is. And I think I don't know. I feel like sometimes he doesn't get that.
Well, I think also one of the issues in this relationship is that his success came at an earlier age, at a different time. So by the time, him and Montana gotten together, he was on the other side of his success, of his initial success.
Yeah.
Whereas we find that Montana is in the beginning of her success. So I think that based on the timing of it all.
Yeah.
They weren't on the same page.
I heard you, Andy. Andy said, do you think that it's a learned behavior? And Christina says, absolutely, from watching parents. Do you think automatically, if you grew up in an abusive home, do you think it's definitely 100% or more like 95% of the time, Evan says, that you're going to end up being abusive or ending up in an abusive situation? Like,
it's definitely possible. I think what we learn from our parents is restraint. So if our parents don't show restraint, then we don't learn restraint. If we are able to see a relationship honestly, and we get to see that they do get upset, they get angry, but they are able to show restraint, then we learn to show restraint. Also, with how violent our parents are towards us in terms of chastising us. Mm-hmm. If they don't show restraint in their chastising of us, we tend to not show restraint in a free situation.
Okay.
Whether it be our children or whether it be our partners, if that restraint wasn't showed, unless we truly, truly dug deep and said, this is something I will not do in my lifetime, there's a greater chance that we won't show restraint as well.
So Christina said it's definitely a learned behavior because She personally grew up in an abusive household, and she knows for a fact that it's the greatest lesson you can teach your children is how to love. Yeah, absolutely. And that's where, you know what? This is what I want to ask, because I'm not a parent yet. And we had a conversation about that. Yes, Keith brought me back to reality, honey. I was like, ooh, child.
I wasn't hating. I got something.
But he gave me the reality perspective for sure. But I want to know, how do y'all feel about the fact that parents discipline with spanking, and how sometimes some people in society say that spanking teaches children to be violent? Do you think but I know in my household growing up, spanking's like, listen, you don't do what you're supposed to do, you might get towed out the frame. And I feel that I'm better for it. Whether or not I would spank my kids, I don't know. But spanking the right way works.
Agreed.
But, you know, Big Roof asked me, I'm okay. But, you know, what is that to say? You know, I mean, does anybody think that spanking kids makes them more prone to be violent?
I would say the context in which you do it. If you seem out of control when you spank a child,
when it crosses over into abuse?
Yeah, it crosses over into abuse, then I think that you're teaching them that level of behavior.
Okay.
If a parent seems out of control every time they're spanking a child like they lost it, then it's kind of teaching your child, if I feel like I'm losing it, it's okay to don't spank while angry.
That's a good point.
Exactly.
Yeah, do not spank while angry.
I mean, you got to catch yourself.
I wish my parents would have followed that rule.
Yeah. I mean, you can't wait till you completely calm down. But
what you saying? Amen to right now. I wish my parents would have listened.
Yes, these kids now need to. I mean, you definitely have to create boundaries. I think the boundaries are just have gotten to the point where they're just almost non-existent.
But the system makes it that way because they're arresting parents now and stuff for spanking your own kids, but then it's okay for the police officer to flip them over the back of a chair. So I'm kind of confused about that part. You know, yeah, I think the police will anyway.
Right. Like, so you have to be, and that's the thing. If you're worrying about what the police are going to do to you when it comes to your kids, you got a problem already. It's your child. You do what you need to do.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
And so, you know, and it's just understanding that. I think at the end of the day, you know, whether it's our children, whether it's our relationships, we always have to kind of understand a place that we're coming from with what we're dealing with. You know, once trust is broken in that way, once you've been betrayed, you have to be man or woman enough to decide what you want to do.
Right.
And if you're leaving, then you have to know that. So, I mean.
Ooh, I spanked my 16-year-old nephew. He was 220 pounds, 6'4". Woo, child.
Oh my goodness. He needed a spanking at 16?
Right, Lord Jesus.
At 16, you just load the gun up. You don't spank no more. You just go get your.
Say the gun.
You don't shoot him, but you let him.
No.
At that point, it's critical.
Oh,
Putting your hands on him.
Jesus.
I mean, don't kill him, but let him know like this is real now. We're not playing these games.
Can you
anymore.
Still spank a 16-year-old?
I wouldn't. I mean,
he was big.
No, I'm saying if I got to put hands on a 16-year-old, he getting beat up. It's not a spanking.
Him in his chest.
Yeah, there you go.
Hey, Mom. My mom is on. Hey,
hello, Mom.
Mom, I know you saw the first episode of Power Couple Struggle, and we're discussing that shocking moment. Oh, you socked those ones? Dang it, Irene, I missed it. We were talking about how the episode starts, and is it ever okay to physically
assault in the heat of passion?
Yeah, and can it be forgiven, and can you get your relationship back on track? Now he's on the honor roll, and, well, sometimes you got to do it. I'm not mad, Evan.
There it is.
I just was worried about you, boo. No, it's not okay. It's not okay.
Okay.
So, Raina, I didn't hear anyone after the screening say anything about the fact that it happened in the series.
With regard to the choking.
Yeah, no one said anything about it. I'm saying, Evan, you're welcome, boo. Raina, but it was almost like after they saw the story unfold with Caleb in Montana, they all gasped, yes. Both times they saw it, but it was never a point like, no, it's not okay, but if you find in your heart to forgive, then restoration can take place.
Forgiveness is... And the thing is you can forgive, but know you need time to heal, and you do wise to take that time. It's tough when you're in a situation where you live under the same roof and you're forced to take that time under the same roof. I think what is good is when you're able to kind of have some space to do that. To
get so you think in a relationship, it's okay. This is another thing, because I was watching Married at First Sight last night. And, I'm a relationship girl. I believe in love and all that stuff. Take place by men will keep hands to themselves. Yes, everybody didn't know how to react. Hey, sis. Hey, Crystal. So what do you, okay, that's a whole nother subject, walking away from a situation. But if you're married, first communicate and pain and heal and take away the place the right way. Yes, I get that. If you're married, is leaving okay? I guess that's separation then. Right. If it happened, then you separate for a while.
Yeah, sometimes it's necessary. I mean, because you're too emotionally connected to the pain of the situation to guarantee that something won't escalate into something really bad, something said that you can't take back, right? Or worse, physical violence.
That's true. Separation is needed. Okay.
All right.
Okay. Yeah, because, I don't want to give too much away with Caleb in Montana. But yeah, there was definitely a separation after that.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, we can't talk too much about that because I don't want to give too much away. But how many of you guys that are watching have seen the series? You guys, or I'm sorry, To Rediscover and Redefine. Yes, your relationship. That's a good one, Mom. Rediscover and Redefine. Yeah. After a physical, it's definitely some season two. Boy, see, Ruben, he trying to be funny. Hey, he's trying to be funny. We'll talk about that offline, brother. Lord Jesus, I almost lost my life trying to get that series done. But we're only on episode 1, so we're excited. We're gonna be I'm gonna kill y'all. Oh, I knew Erica would infiltrate some kind of way. Those are my friends, Christina, Erica. Oh, Lord Jesus. We're only on episode 1, and we're going to be doing these every week as we go through. Thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah, this
Kinnik's very easy to work with. Look at this face. How can you not have chemistry? Come on, now.
Look at that face. And he can act his butt off. You'd be like, really, dude? Did I write that? That didn't come from your heart. Yeah, Keith is like amazing. And I guess that's what our sister Raina Joy Banks saw. And so we are currently Oh, Christina. Oh, Christina. I know Erica put you up to that. I have no doubt. I'm not even going to talk about season 2. This is the last time we're going to mention season 2.
Thank you. Yes. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Mom. My mom. She does exactly what a mom's supposed to do. She's too truthful about you.
But
she's biased when it comes to me. But yeah, we're really excited. I know that was Erica. We're real excited about the potential. We just want to get through these next 6 weeks. Yeah. And we just want to, it doesn't go in a way that you guys are going to expect it to go at all. Y'all know how I do. I got to take you on some loops.
Yeah.
But I have a confession to make. When I sat down to write this, am I really ready to say this? I don't know. Maybe I'll save this for later. I'll tell y'all later. But it gets deep and tricky for a lot of reasons.
Sure.
Because I like to deal in truth. And yes, I'm a female writer. I can't tell you now. Yes, Mama, I do try to bring a twist because I never want my audience to get ahead of me. I think that's when you really lose. Thank you, Rube. That's what I really try. I have to take my heart medication with your writing, but I love it. Yeah, Evan, and it's just getting started. But I just feel like I always want to be fair in how my characters are portrayed. So it's like my attorney always says, Kinnik, you always find that gray area where it's like, there's no hard, fast, right answer. You know what I mean? And I don't think that's going to be any different for you guys with, thank you for the hearts, y'all. I don't think that's going to be any different for you guys with power couple struggle. I think people are going to be able to see both sides. Yeah. It's so crazy because I had dinner with some friends after the screening, and one of the guys gave a perspective that I'd never heard when it came to Caleb's character. And he really thought, hey, Mom, that Caleb overreacted, that Caleb really took it too far. But what's too far to one person is not too far to someone else. I mean, you know how it ends, obviously, Keith Burke.
Right. And that's fair. I mean,
thank you for the heart.
It's definitely a lot easier to look at something and say, oh, this is how I would have reacted. it's more difficult when it's actually happening to you, and your hopes and dreams are tied up into something.
Yes.
And then you react or respond to whether it works in your favor or not.
Yes.
Honestly.
Yes.
Oftentimes we have to go back and say, wow, I really overreacted, which is fair. So that was a fair assessment. It's just with Caleb and what he had tied up into the situation, he felt that at that moment,
it was justifiable.
He lost control.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. At what point is that excuse even?
Well, he was more referring to actually how it ends, which they don't know. But he felt that was an overreaction.
Yeah, again, this is another thing. When we talked about separation, I just think that sometimes people need to know that it's okay to separate, and with the understanding that the door is still open to come back.
Okay.
Know to take your time so that you can do this, as opposed to making someone suffer. You're staying with them while you're trying to heal, all the while somehow feeling like it's your right to make that person suffer because they've wronged you.
Right. Now that's the truth.
So I think if Caleb, decided to leave, then it's because he's like, I don't want to make you suffer, but I do need that time to get myself together and get a real perspective so I can make an informed decision about whether this is worth saving or salvaging.
Yeah.
That's a responsible man.
Wow.
But okay.
Go ahead, brother.
I'm just
Go ahead, brother.
IJS. I'm just saying.
Andy said that he thought the apparel and how we looked for the episode 1 was great. So I got to shout out Benji B Imaging and Benji B.
Yes, brother.
He took care of us.
He is the truth.
Yeah, he's the truth.
He makes it look easy, but he really works hard.
He works very hard.
And he's very diligent.
He sent images after images of each scene, breaking down each scene and how it should look and what was really going to convey what was needed. And he got all of our wardrobe for everything. And, you'll see as the series unfolds, like he really took his time with making sure that everything stayed true to character. So thank you, Benji B. Thank you, Unique. Face beat what? Yes. So they are amazing. So I'm so grateful to have them on the Dazzle Me Entertainment team. But gosh, I forgot. I was going to say something. I wanted to go back to...
we were talking about space. We were talking about...
taking space.
And just feeling like you have it's within your rights. I just think that more often than not, we react out of fear.
Yeah.
And we stay in situations based on the fear of losing the situation. And I think that whenever you make a decision that's fear-based, you're going to get those results. You're going to get a negative result. It's going to go in a direction you don't want it to go. You have to come from a place of love. And if you come from a place of love, then trust isn't involved. And when trust is involved, you have a better chance at a positive outcome.
Yes. Well, trust is absolutely always essential. And when trust is broken, it takes time to regain that trust. I have a question for you guys. Do you think that, and this is probably going more into episode 2, so I won't go too deep into it, but okay, it's kind of a twofold question. Do you think women can truly, and hear what I say, truly find the balance between husband and children and career, or will one of the trifold suffer at some point in time? Like, is something lacking somewhere in automatic, or can balance truly be achieved? Yeah, I'd like to hear from you. What you think, Keith?
Well, I mean,
absolutely.
That's
okay.
Great.
And nothing will, Andy, you don't think anything will ever lack on either side?
Nope. Not without neglecting themselves.
Ooh.
Interesting.
So you think the only way is the woman will be neglecting herself? No, I'm saying something. Oh, and Andy says something will lack. Wow, that's so sad.
But it's true, because don't you think that when you start thinking about your success, you don't clock out of your success. Your success is 24 hours a day.
Right.
So how do you gain a perspective where you can say, I'm only going to devote this amount of time to my success, this amount of time to my marriage and my children? How do you do that?
Well, I think personally, and I could be talking in La La Land only because I don't have a family yet. When you know who you are and what position things in proper line, you can balance. That's what I'd like to think. Obviously, I don't have kids. I don't have a husband. But I mean, maybe one day, Jesus, Father God. And I love what I do. You know what I mean? I love writing. I love producing. Perhaps things will have to shift a little bit. But I would like to think that I feel like now is the time for me to go gung ho with, my career, because I don't have a husband or kids yet. So it's like I could go gung ho now so that when the time comes that I can fall back a little bit and then, balance it out and kind of give time equally to all three things. I don't know. I mean, am I being unrealistic? You think I'm being unrealistic?
Please answer.
According to the conversation we had yesterday.
I've told Kinnik that what happens, the trick is that once you go gung ho and you go hard, greater opportunities present themselves, which calls for greater responsibility in that, which happens to keep you almost in the same place, and you get stuck. It is just, thank you. Balance is a compromise, but it's still a struggle. Agreed. That's it.
Evan, what?
Listen to the young man.
I just feel like
y'all
the
young man. I appreciate that.
Yeah, to have someone that helps you in every. Yes,
absolutely.
Now I think your partner is essential to that, right? It takes a great, understanding man and mom, babysitter.
I told her without a nanny
to help you. And my mom is like dead set that no one will keep her grandbaby. So I guess she moved to LA. But
right.
I don't know. I have to hold on to the hope that it's possible. Like, Raina, I wonder what you think. Like, you're like me. We're both career women, but we both desire to have a family at some point. What do you think it compromise and sacrifice? Yeah. I think with compromise and sacrifice. Yeah. I don't like the word sacrifice. I like the word compromise because I don't want to ever feel like I'm sacrificing my family or my child or my husband for my career. I guess sacrifice.
But you will be, and it will feel, because a sacrifice is something that you can feel. Compromise is something you can feel as well. But like that sacrifice, when you go, I would have done this, but I had to sacrifice that opportunity in order to do this for my family. And like I was explaining to Kinnik yesterday, it really is a situation where you have to be conscious of your time.
Yeah, very much so.
Your time is everything.
Yeah. Well, Raina, I think what you were saying just now, it speaks more to the marriage itself versus a woman who is career oriented but you are created to be. Yes, I'm an A. It speaks more to a balance of a marriage versus balance of the woman in a career, because it's expected the man can travel and he can work long hours and no one will ever question him as a father, and no one ever will say, oh, you're a bad father because you work all these long hours to make money and provide for the family. No, that's okay. I mean, I knew what you were talking about. That's why I wanted to clarify that I was talking about the sacrifices us women have to make, or they say we have to make, to become mothers and have careers. Now, I would say in the first year of my child's life, I'd like it to be my choice of not having to work per se, because obviously I'm 1,000. And if I waited all this time to have a baby, I want to be with my baby. I waited all this time to have a baby. I want to be with my baby. But, for some women can't really take a year off. Their lives and career won't really allow that, or they don't want to. Not all women want to do that. But I'm just going to say it's possible with the right mate.
Okay. Absolutely.
Should always brings you joy in every moment with every season. Yes. I like millennial roles. I share responsibilities.
Limited ego. And that's fine. I mean, if the man is looked at, you were making a comment earlier about men being in a situation where they're not looked at for traveling and so forth. That's because the male was looked at as the provider. So when you're providing, you know, it's okay for it to be that way. I just think that when you have two people who are almost equal in terms of that, being the providers of the household, then it has to be looked at in a fair way where it's balanced. It's like you get to travel and work and do the things but you go into the situation with that understanding. It doesn't come up in the middle. Right.
Of it. No, you're right. It's very important that gets discussed.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Evan, I love what you said, because Thank you, DK Foreman. Like Sissy, Megan, and Brother Devon. Yes, I'm curious to know what they have to say about that because she hasn't had kids yet. But Evan said that I will probably be at my kids' soccer practice writing a script and planning a date with my husband.
There you go. There you go. I believe that.
I think I'll probably try to be super mom. I mean, you know, yeah, I love kids anyway. So I love kids. Like, I'll keep anybody's kids. So it's like, you know, I probably, I will.
I didn't say
I done offered you my services many times. I
Yes.
have told you and Charo that I will keep y'all's babies whenever. Okay. And I mean it. I'm serious. I love kids. Could we get a blog to follow the series? Is that too? A blog to follow the series? What help me understand why a blog would need to be to follow the series. A new episode comes out every Sunday. This past Sunday we dropped episode 1. I'm not opposed to doing a blog. I just need to understand why would that be needed and how that exactly works. Because, you know, I'm learning. This is my first time doing a scripted web series. So whatever is going to be beneficial, y'all let me know. Big Rube knows. Like, I'm always listening. I'm always learning. So
like the Periscope.
Yay, me too. I love it. I love it. I had to tell Keith, like, listen, more so Facebook fan page for the, okay, done today. We're going to do that. And we're going to, see, y'all know I'm on it.
Yeah, and listen, if she's on it, that of course means I'm on it. That's just how that works.
I'll be like, Keith, you know, have you talked on the fan page today?
Yes. You know, y'all, hey.
I don't have time to read. I missed what you said, Evan. But I appreciate y'all so much. This is so much fun. And all the hearts. I love hearts. I love pretty colors. So thank you. Keep them coming.
And thank you for all the positive feedback.
Just commentary in between episodes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, absolutely.
So more so than, okay. Oh, I love you too, Big Rube. That's my brother. That's my brother from another mother. I love that dude. Y'all don't understand. Like,
good people.
So many days. It was such a frustrating experience because I did not know what I did not know getting this thing edited and done. I'm just the kind of person, I'm like, okay, you said do it, let's do it. Okay, what are you doing? Next Friday at 5:00, we're going to have, you know. So, Raina, yes. So he talked me off the ledge, Lord Jesus. And he gave me the confidence to keep moving and keep doing it and understanding that the editing process is just that. It's a process. Right. And just keep working on it, keep working on it, keep working on it. And he shared his resources and relationships, and I'm so grateful for that because they helped me get this project finished out. And thank you, Jesus. Yes, patience, Evan. But we're going to work on that Facebook fan page, Power Couple Struggle. So y'all got to like it and tell people to like it. Lord Jesus, another thing to drum up some business about.
But we appreciate it. I mean, because when you work that hard on something, which is a labor of love, we just absolutely. So, I mean, just the fact that anybody really, really like feels this way about it, we so appreciate it. Yes. I know I do, and I'm so grateful for this opportunity that Kinnik has given me to be a part of her vision in this. I love it. I love her for that, and just so happy that people are having an opportunity to see it. And, you know, because after the play was done, it was like I felt like so many people missed something who weren't able to see it. I'm like, you guys missed something really good. Yeah. So to be able to do it as a web series and to have people
Black love, yes,
have people see it, this is just like a dream come true for us.
And Raina, I receive everything you just said. I did not set out for my calling to save relationships. Cause honey, listen, ain't nobody died to made me no relationship expert. And
if anyone knows me, they know this is just an oxymoron. Okay. This is amazing.
Honey, child, ain't nobody said Kinnik is nobody said. But hey, listen, I was married once for 6 years. A lot of people don't know that. But I was married once for 6 years to a great guy. And, I'm winning and I receive it. But, you know, I take it because, you know, everybody has a different calling and writers have different styles and different things that appeal to them. And, thank you, brother. I love you. And so relationships is just what speaks to me when I sit down to write. That's what comes to me. So I take it. You know, right now I'm about to, I don't know how many of you guys saw Pieces, but I'm about to write a new Pieces Part 2. Keith was there. You saw Pieces.
I did.
Yes.
Loved it.
And so Peace
Loved
Be
it.
Still, Pieces Part 2, which is going to delve more, I think, into blended families and how that works or sometimes doesn't. So yeah, relationships is just kind of my thing. And I think at this point, I'm building a base of people who trust me to tell the stories, who trust me to be fair in telling those stories. And I don't take that lightly. So yeah, we're really excited about this unfolding. Episode 2 is Sunday. Thank y'all, DK Foreman. Yes. Thank y'all so much for your support. Oh my God. It's been an amazing journey from Sunday morning to Pieces, now to Power Couple Struggle, to preparing to shoot the film for Sunday morning, and now my first scripted web series. We got awards and nominations for the plays, and now already for the series. Won't he do it? Won't Jesus fix it?
Thank you.
Thank you, Mommy.
So
Thank you so much.
Believe me, you guys talk me off the ledge with your positive energy.
Yes.
Just as an actor, and believing that success in any aspect of it is possible. The struggle that is truly real, to stay focused and to stay in a good place about what you're choosing to do. So appreciate everything you guys are doing. I mean, it is a true blessing.
Thank y'all.
And I don't take it lightly, just so you know. This is everything to me, and I truly appreciate it.
Oh, he's so precious, Lord. Hey, you guys, share. Like,
Please.
this is our only way to get the word out about the series. So if you like it, if you've already seen it, if you like the first episode, please post it on Facebook. Please post it on your Twitter. Please talk about it on Instagram. However you can get it out there to your people, let them know. Episode 2, it just gets gooder and gooder. And we're going to talk next week, I think, more about the balance of is it wrong for women to hold their womb, because that's what essentially we do sometimes, hold their womb for their career, and when is enough. So yeah, this Sunday, 7:00 Eastern Standard Time and 4 p.m. post and repost. Got to put it on the Mac Store and put it on every crew. Yes. Thank you, Evan. You gonna do that for us?
That's dope.
Yeah, I love y'all. KinnikSky.com. Sign off, Keith, for us.
Keith Burke, please, anything that you feel, any feedback, anything that we can do to be better,
I love you, Christina.
push this and promote this and get the message out there. We are so open to any suggestions that you might have.
Yes, please.
And we are so grateful.
Yes.
So this is Keith Burke saying,
yes,
thank you so very much.
Thank y'all.
So
Love y'all.
appreciate
Thank
you
y'all for
guys.
the hearts. It matches my shirt. Love y'all. See y'all next Thursday, okay?
See you
Periscope every Thursday. Keith and Kinnik.
Keith and Kinnik.
Yes.
See you
Caleb
soon.
in Montana signing off.
Signing off.
Bye, you guys. I love you, Mommy. Bye, Evan.